طيب. Okay, the ayat that talk about the prohibition of riba and that it is one of the great sins, okay, are numerous, and there are a number of them. I don't want to elaborate on this, on the ayat, because you can find them in any article, book. However, one of the quotes that I came across that is not mentioned, as I told you, I'll try to mention things that have not been mentioned in or normally mentioned in other books. By the way, is that true that most of what I mentioned has not been mentioned in other books? Huh? You are not familiar with it. Yeah, as I told you, tell me, because we don't want to repeat. Yeah. One of the amazing quotations that I came across is a story narrated by Imam Malik, or a story that happened with Imam Malik. A person, he saw in his dream that he was about, or he wants to touch the moon, because he was drunk. So he was disgusted, himself, okay, intoxicated, drunk, and he wants to touch the moon, and he saw himself looking fool. So he said, when I woke up, I took an oath upon myself, and I said, he doesn't drink, but he said that my wife will be divorced from me if there is something worse than alcohol to be consumed by people. Yeah? If there is something to be consumed worse than what? Alcohol. It is the worst thing to be consumed. So he went to Imam Malik and he said, I said my wife will be divorced if there is something worse than alcohol. Do you think that my wife is divorced? Imam Malik said, let me think about it. Yeah? Let me think about it. And then the man came again. Imam Malik said, let me think about it again. Then he came again. He said, well, unfortunately, your wife is divorced. He said, why? Is there something worse than khamr, alcohol? He said, yes. Consuming riba is worse than alcohol. I pondered upon the Quran, and I found that Allah Jalla wa Ala waged war against those who consume riba. And Allah Jalla wa Ala mentioned in the Quran that at the day of resurrection, they will stand as the people what? Touched by the shaitan. And Allah Jalla wa Ala mentioned the adab for them. Okay, that is the adab that He prepared for the kuffar. So, definitely, طيب, it is worse than consuming alcohol. This is riba. طيب, and you know the ayat, okay, of Surah Al-Baqarah, etc., that talk about the prohibition of riba. Now, the second part of this, okay, or the remaining part, I would like to explain the principle, and these are some of the hadith, I'm sure you are aware of them. I want to come to this just to explain the principle of riba. Yeah? طيب. Yeah? طيب. Just to understand the principle of riba, ya ayyuhal brothers and sisters. Okay? To understand the principle of riba and to understand Islamic finance. If we limit Islamic finance to the prohibition of riba as they do. Right? But as I told you, please make sure that when we talk about Islamic finance, you don't think immediately of the prohibition of riba. Yes? Riba, in order to understand it, very, very simple. And this diagram, okay, summarizes the whole issue of riba, the whole principle of riba. Allah Jalla wa Ala divided everything in the globe into two types. Things, items, commodities that riba take place. Things, commodities that riba does not take place. Those commodities where riba takes place, we call them what? Ribawi commodities. Those commodities, items where riba does not take place, we call them riba-free or non-ribawi commodities. So we have this circle. This circle, what? Includes all ribawi commodities. Outside this circle is the whole globe. Everything is outside. Okay? طيب. Now let us talk about this circle. This circle includes what? Ribawi commodities. Those ribawi commodities, طيب, you can see here those ribawi commodities that there are 6 types. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? And you can see that there is an inner circle and there is an outer circle. طيب, the inner circle is the center of the world. What is the center of the world in terms of finance? Gold and silver. Okay? Gold and silver. It is in the center of all items in the world. And then we have around them, those 4 commodities. Salt, barley, wheat, dates. طيب, this circle, as we said, what comprises or includes all ribawi commodities. Anything other than those commodities, طيب, is considered to be non-ribawi commodities, and we will explain this. طيب, but you don't need to be worried much about commodities outside this circle. Okay. Now, as you can see that there is an outer circle and what? Inner circle. Within the outer circle we have what? We have different types. This one, this one, this one, this one. In brief, when you deal within the inner circle, you have to apply very strict conditions. Okay? When you deal, with the outer circle, you have to apply strict conditions as well. When you deal between the inner circle and the outer circle, the conditions are a little bit relaxed, but there are certain conditions to be followed. Outside this circle, when you exchange commodities that are riba free, there is no condition whatsoever in exchanging them. Okay? So, in brief, non-ribawi commodities, when you exchange them, there is no condition. Don't worry much about them. طيب, non-ribawi commodities, examples: cars, buildings, clothes, etc. Am I allowed to buy one laptop for two, or to sell one laptop for 2 laptops? Why? This is 1 for 2. Riba free commodity. طيب, am I allowed to sell my old laptop for a new laptop? For my 2 old laptops, for 1 new laptop? Is allowed. طيب, am I allowed to exchange my car for a laptop? Am I allowed to exchange my iPhone 4 with my Desire or with my Android? Yes, you are allowed. طيب, and so on. Am I allowed to rent? To rent this property for 1 month for iPhone 4? No condition. Relaxed. Okay? طيب. Now let us come into this circle. Am I allowed to exchange gold for something which is here? from the what? The non-ribawi commodity. Am I allowed to do that?